We are back. Bit of a sort of a different video, more of a talking head sort of video, sort of talking about Switch games and Switch 2 games. As you can see, I have a huge stack of where is it here? There it is. Switch 1 games, right there. Yeah, they're there. There's the big stack of red Switch games. The ones that are sitting on the shelf over there are ones that I'm trading, because some of them are duplicates. Like, here's a Japanese copy of Metroid Prime Remastered. I have a US copy, but I'm keeping my Japanese one. And the reason why I have two copies is because of the cover art. I didn't know that they were basically reversed. So here's, like I said, the Japanese cover. And then on the inside is the US. If I knew that, I probably would have still bought just the Japanese version, not the North American version. So, yeah. So, so that's the one that's going to be leaving the collection alongside Animal Crossing New Horizons. But that one could potentially return at some point later in the year. Also, could Atari 50, which is 50 games from the Atari consoles, like Atari Jaguar, 2600, 4800, stuff like that. The Lynx, even, the Atari Lynx. I'm not sure if that one will really return, but the other one that is leaving the collection is Final Fantasy 1 to 6 Pixel Remastered. That's the PS4 version. I do have a Switch version, so I can still play it that way. So yeah, you might be wondering what Switch games do I have coming. The only Switch game I have coming, this again is just a copy of Minecraft. This is the North American version of it. Is Doom and Doom 2 from Limited Run, but that doesn't ship until I think it's September. Late September. I think it's like the 23rd or something like that. 23rd to like to the 30th, I think it is. I think. Let me just double check that. Let me just check. And as of this recording, you can still get Doom and Doom 2 standard copies. For Switch, PS5, and an Xbox. I just went with the Switch version. Just makes my life easier because I don't have an Xbox. I can play physical games, and I don't have a PS5. So I just went with the Switch version. It's all the same price, $29.99 for standard. The big box is $99 across everything, including PC. And then the Will It Run edition is like $600, and that's the only version that has been actually sold out, which is kind of crazy to think, considering they didn't make many copies of it. I don't actually know how many copies they made. It doesn't tell me, but they did make for Switch standards. They made 283. PS5 they made 144. And for Xbox, they made 44. For the big box, they made, for Switch, they made 283. PS5, they made 144. Xbox, just 44. And then PC, doesn't say. And then Will It Run, doesn't tell me. Switch, so the Switch version is estimated to ship September 23rd to the 30th. Same with the same with the PS5 version, and Xbox should also be the same. Yes, but the big box for Switch looks like it's going to be October, like end of October, like the 24th to 31st for Switch. That should be the same for PS5 and Xbox as well, and then PC should be the same. Yes. So, as of right now, as of this recording, which is the 13th of May, they are still available for standards and big box. But if you want the Will It Run edition, hope you have ordered it earlier because that is completely sold out. So like I said, I do have that one coming. There are a couple other ones that I'm looking at. I am looking at a couple others at the moment. One of them I do need to actually pick up. One of them I do need to pick up. Technically, like I said, there's two. There's two that I technically need to pick up. And those are, well, actually, there's actually three that I need to pick up. I do need to pick up a physical copy of Pokemon Sword. I don't have a physical copy, which is actually the last mainline Pokemon game that I need to get for Switch. That is until Pokemon ZA comes out later this year. So I do need to get a physical copy of Pokemon Sword. And then there's a couple others I'm looking at doing, which is A Piece of Blue Moon Glass, which is a visual novel, but also a very expensive visual novel. It's like $89 right now, better part of $90 basically. And then the other one that I do need to pick up, which nobody was really expecting, we thought it was killed off because of Nintendo's new policies, shall we say. And that is Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1. That is one that I am going to be ordering. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out until August. So these three games that I have right now sitting in the Play Asia cart will probably be ordered around sort of end of August, beginning of September, basically. Everything right now hinges on when I get my Switch 2. And you might be wondering, like, are you going to be buying Switch 2 games day one? No, I will not be buying any games day one because of the massive, because of that massive stack right there of red behind me. If I didn't have Switch games, I probably would jump and also buy a Switch game or two day one alongside the Switch too. But since I have 49 Switch games at the moment, I don't need to. So, and again, I don't want to overspend on that stuff immediately, considering I know I'll be buying a couple games later in the year anyways. So yeah, you might be wondering, like, what about imports and stuff like that? I probably won't, like, my mentality now for imports, I went a little bit crazy with Switch 1 imports, pretty much grabbed a wide range of games. But coming into Switch 2, I'm going to be a little bit more strategic because importing is not cheap. Like, for example, that Play Asia order that I just mentioned, which had Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1 in it, Piece of Blue Moon Glass, which is the visual novel, and Pokemon Sword is like a $240 order plus probably shipping. So total price for that order, keep in mind, like, it's not coming right away. For just those 3 games, yeah, it's $18 in shipping. With a discount code, I'm still paying about $260 for that order. So, I know it's probably going to lower, potentially. It would definitely be a good idea if I could find a physical copy of Sword locally, but I've not been able to, unfortunately. So, yeah. So that, like I said, this order will probably be end of August, probably. End of August, probably. Because, like I said, right now everything hinges on Switch 2. Like, when I get the full budget, and everything like that. Like, when I get the full budget for Switch 2 and actually have the time to go out there and actually pick it up and all that, then I'll be focusing on the last little bit of Switch 1 games. But then once I get those games I just mentioned into the collection behind me, then I'll be focusing more on Switch 2 games. But in terms of importing Switch 2 games, I'll be a little bit more strategic. I'll only grab the ones that are considered import exclusives. Like, I do have a few sitting in the collection behind me. Like, Tokyo Clampool is an import exclusive. Akami HD Remaster, that is an import exclusive. There's a ton of them sitting behind me that I have that are import exclusives. So, yeah. I will pretty much only grab the ones that I would actually play for Switch 2. And you might be wondering, like, will you still show what you grabbed at the end of the year? Yes, I'll show you every single game I bought in 2025. There will be some stuff that I bought in the end of 24 but didn't arrive until 25. So basically end of 24, beginning of 25. That will be included, plus anything for Switch 2 as well. So that's going to be a long video. I think that video could come out probably sometime in December, late December probably. Because I know there could be some stuff in December that I pick up as well, but who knows. But anyways,